Swadika, I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. The recent tragedy in which a freight train crashed into a public bus on a crossing in Bangkok has raised familiar concerns over road safety in Thailand. The most alarming issue in this particular case is that the train driver tested positive for drugs and does not even have a proper license to drive public trains. How can this occur? Or does Thailand simply not care about commuters' lives? These are the actions authorities have taken so far. Following the fatal crash between a freight train and a public bus on Saturday, things have not really changed. Motorists continue to violate traffic laws. Some were seen stopping their cars and buses in the middle of level crossings in heavy traffic. The only obvious changes are that the audible train alerts are louder and the yellow lines you see as you approach a level crossing to indicate where cars and motorbikes should stop have been made much more visible. Motorists who frequently pass the area where the accident occurred have revealed their safety concerns following the fatal crash. They hope that the traffic police and related officials will properly enforce the traffic laws and take action against those who violate them.
จริงๆพูดตรงๆว่าเยอะมากครับแม้กระทั่งรถไอ้ไม้กั้นมันลงไปแล้วอะครับก็ยังอันนี้ผมพูดตรงๆนะผมก็เคยมาก่อนซึ่งผมว่ามันถึงเวลาแล้วแหละที่เราจะต้องเปลี่ยนแล้วความเจ็บปวดตรงนี้ครับผมว่ามันเป็นจุดที่เราทุกคนจะต้องมาร่วมมือกันแล้วก็ทำให้สังคมมันดีขึ้น
แต่อยากให้มีความร่วมมือสำหรับคนใช้รถใช้ถนนคือเคารพตามกฎดีกว่าคือดีกว่าเกิดเหตุแล้วมาแก้แล้วก็มาสร้างกฎขึ้นมาอีกเพราะว่าทุกวันนี้กฎหมายมันก็ดีอยู่แล้วแต่คนเรามันไม่เคารพกฎกันเองเนี่ย
The train driver and the signalman stationed at the level crossing have been charged by the police with reckless driving and negligence causing death, serious injury, and property damage. The driver of the train that crashed into a bus tested positive for drugs in an initial urine test. He confessed that he used methamphetamine pills and cannabis on a regular basis. He claimed, however, that he had last used the drugs about 10 days before the fatal accident. Investigators also discovered that he faced drug-related charges in 2019. Police are not convinced by the claims and are continuing to verify the information. Meanwhile, the Transport Ministry announced that the families of the 8 people who died will receive compensation of 2.3 million baht each. Those injured will receive 130,000 baht and up to 1 million if they sustained serious injuries. The ministry has also set up an investigation panel. It is expected that its findings will be concluded within 15 days. The Bangkok Mass Transit Authority, the state bus operator, also announced that it will pay 1.5 million baht in compensation to the families of the 8 who died, and the injured will receive between 80,000 and 150,000 baht. The Royal Thai Police also announced that they are ready to coordinate with the State Railway of Thailand, the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, and other relevant agencies to overhaul safety at all level crossings in Bangkok in hope of preventing a repetition of the fatal collision. The discussions will cover all aspects of safety related to level crossings, such as the traffic flow and signaling, traffic law enforcement, and engineering aspect. While the train driver, the bus driver, or the traffic system could be to blame, there are other contributing factors to this tragedy. Looking at the intersection at Asokdindang near the Nagatitan station. This is where the public bus stopped in the middle of the railway crossing and where the train crashed into the bus, killing 8 people and injuring 30 more. The factors behind the crash are not just the lack of discipline by drivers, but it also includes the traffic conditions and the physical conditions of the road and rail racks. And if you're driving or commuting in Bangkok, you will know that this is one of the worst intersections to navigate because of how congested this area is. And this is what this area looks like on a typical day. Heavy traffic jams, especially in the early morning on weekdays, with cars, buses, and motorcycles coming from various directions. When a train is approaching, however, drivers try to rush through the crossing before the barriers close. Asokdindang is one of the busiest intersections in the city with regular heavy traffic and congestion. And not to mention that there's another intersection about 130 meters away, and this makes the congestion even worse. So if you have wondered why you still see buses and cars stopping in the middle of a crossing, even when the approaching train alerts are flashing and sounding, this might be one possible reason. Another problem that experts have identified is that the traffic lights near some of these railway crossings are not synchronized with train warning systems. As a result, motorcyclists jumping red lights and rushing across the tracks before the train arrives remains a common sight. Asokdindang is one of the many road-rail intersections in Bangkok, and there are about 4 crossings in the city that are considered to be dangerous and at risk of fatal accidents like we saw last weekend. In addition to the crossing involved in the most recent tragedy, the other dangerous level crossings are in Rama 6, Payathai, and Rajbarop areas. And these are very close to BTS and airport link stations. So this means high congestion, regular rail traffic, and pedestrians will have to risk themselves in similar tragedies. And Bangkok is sadly infamous for road accidents and has been named as one of the world's most dangerous cities in which to drive. Road-rail accidents are not uncommon as well. Statistics from the State Railway of Thailand show that an average of 87 accidents on railway crossings are recorded each year across 2,600 railway crossings across the nation. And last year alone, 121 accidents on railway crossings were recorded, claiming 68 deaths and 186 injuries. Well, there seems to be a pattern. A tragedy occurs, then there's a public uproar, then local authorities do something about it, but nothing changes. So why do we have to wait for another tragedy on the roads for authorities to take serious action? Is it related to the people's mindset or city planning or lack thereof, which has led to the persistent traffic congestion? We spoke with 2 experts in an effort to find out. The fatal crash between a train and a public bus has again raised questions over road safety in Bangkok. Whether the train driver, the bus driver, or the motorist's lack of discipline are to blame, the recent tragedy is only the tip of the iceberg. Sumed Ongkitikun of TDRI explains the main factors leading to the fatal accident: the lack of traffic regulations and enforcement. The location of the accident itself experiences heavy traffic jams, with motorists rushing to pass through even when the train warning lights and horns are on.
First of all, the railway track itself, it should be free. It should be giving space for the railway track, and the traffic that pass by that railway track should pass, not stop over at the railway track. This is a very simple traffic regulation. But in that intersection, they always have traffic jam. And the people usually park and stop on the railway track, which is very dangerous. Secondly, the train coming, we know that something wrong with the train driver, which is has to investigate further. But we know that the train driver and the system are not working properly in terms of noticing the driver that they have something on the track and they shouldn't be passed.
Other countries also have level crossings, but the main difference is enforcement and education. Japan, for example, took a serious approach to combating road accidents, starting from the education system, teaching children about road safety, as well as strict enforcement by government agencies to reduce road accidents. Ekachai Somali of the Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation feels that the Thai government has not taken the issue seriously enough, as policies and measures have not been implemented across the board to reduce the risks or to ensure public safety.
If we take the public safety, road safety very seriously from the top to bottom, then every of these incidents should have been stopped at one point or another. The train driver should be checked regularly in terms of his physical fitness, as well as in terms of whatever he used as drug or any type of medical treatment, same as a bus driver. So I think the root cause of this problem in Thailand is like the public safety never actually get the serious attention until something very severe happen. But even that, when it happens, it doesn't result in a long term and a serious action, serious measure that will resolve all these near-miss situations in the future.
Currently, the railway system, specifically intercity routes, are managed by the State Railway of Thailand, while SkyTrains, metros, and airport rail links are separately managed. Public roads are managed by the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, while police are responsible for enforcing traffic regulations. Somed has noticed that there's still a lack of cooperation between authorities in city planning, and there should be more integration rather than waiting for a huge accident to occur.
The coordination and the integration of the plan seem to be very poor. The problem, for example, like the one that we faced last week, present that poor planning. And again, if we want to change or if we want to correct, then we have to go back to SRT, which is the one who is responsible for that train track, to change something. And VMA cannot do anything because it's not their jurisdiction. So I think probably if we want to restructure or reform, probably we need to have some kind of restructuring the authority and responsibility and have some holistic planning, and all the agency maybe need to do or need to be under one umbrella in Bangkok to solve all the problem, infrastructure, the planning, the operation, and also the management day-to-day traffic as well.
The first step in tackling road and rail safety is the 3E strategy: engineering solutions to prevent road accidents in the city, education on public safety, and enforcement of traffic laws. If this strategy is strictly applied, Ekachai believes that it would prevent such tragedies from repeating and that people, including related authorities, would take road safety more seriously.
If we think about a long-term solution, that we need some regulatory body that make sure that the 3E happen to all responsible party. So I think it's about time to think about this long-term institutional solution. Who should govern, regulate this overall public risk, so that all the different public authority need to comply with that level of safety standard. Otherwise, we're going to see this problem again and again, until we have a new case, and then we're going to sit here and talk about this over and over again.
Nad Bunag, Thai PBS World. Whether you blame the road systems or city planning, a general disregard for the country's traffic laws is endemic. Now, something completely different. In a story that has surprised many Thais and the world, dinosaur remains have recently been discovered in Thailand, known as the Nagatitan. The find by a villager in Chayapum province has become one of Thailand's biggest dinosaur discoveries. Here's more with Kitipat Chunsuchit.
A fishing trip in Thailand's northeastern province of Chayapum 10 years ago led to an unexpected discovery. What looked like strange rocks at a glance turned out to be fossilized bones, the remains of a giant long-necked dinosaur. Today, that dinosaur has a name, Nagatitan chayapumensis, a new species and one of Thailand's most important fossil finds. The discovery initially came about when Thanom Luang Nan, a villager in Chayapum's Nong Borowe district, noticed large bone-like stones while fishing near a public pond. Sita Manitgun, a paleontologist at Mahasarakam University, says that moment was the start of a long scientific journey.
10 ปีที่แล้วที่คุณพ่อถนอมเจอโดยบังเอิญเนี่ยมันเป็นแค่จุดเริ่มต้นของการค้นพบนะครับเพราะว่าพอเจอปุ๊บท่านก็แจ้งไปที่กรมทรัพยากรธรณีนะครับให้มาตรวจสอบแล้วก็พอกรมทรัพยากรธรณีเข้ามาตรวจสอบเนี่ยก็พบว่าเป็นกระดูกไดโนเสาร์จริงๆกระบวนการทำงานมันนานด้วยเพราะขนาดของตัวอย่างที่ใหญ่นะครับมันมีข้อจำกัดของเรื่องงบประมาณบุคลากรนะครับซึ่งตัวกรมทรัพยากรธรณีเองก็จะมีข้อจำกัดเรื่องนี้อยู่
After years of study, the dinosaur was officially described in scientific reports on May 14, 2026. Its full scientific name is Nagatitan chayapumensis. The name carries both local and global meaning. Naga refers to mythical serpent known in Asian cultures. Titan comes from Greek mythology and means a giant. And Chayapumensis refers to Chayapum, the province where the fossils were found.
ก่อนที่เราจะตั้งชื่อสัตว์ทุกครั้งเรามีการหารือคุยกันในทีมอยู่แล้วนะครับว่าเราจะเลือกชื่อยังไงเพื่อให้ชื่อเหล่านั้นเนี่ยเป็นชื่อที่ส่งผลดีที่สุดนะครับทั้งในเรื่องของการโปรโมตตัวสัตว์ตัวนี้เองให้คนจดจำได้นะครับให้เป็นที่สนใจของผู้คนซึ่งเราคิดว่าคำว่านาคาไททันเนี่ยเหมาะสมอยู่แล้วเพราะว่ามันเกี่ยวข้องกับความเป็นอีสานความเป็นประเทศไทยนะครับบ่งชี้ถึงความใหญ่ของสัตว์ตัวนี้ซึ่งก็เป็นคำที่คนในแวดวงมนุษยวิทยาเห็นคำว่าไททันก็จะรู้เลยว่านี่คือไดโนเสาร์คอยาวหรือซอโรพอดขนาดใหญ่นะครับ
Nagatitan was a sauropod, a long-necked, long-tailed, plant-eating dinosaur. Scientists estimate that it was about 27 meters long and weighed around 25 to 28 tons. That makes it the largest known dinosaur found in Southeast Asia. The fossils include parts of the spine, ribs, pelvis, and limb bones. One key bone, the right humerus or upper front leg bone, helped scientists estimate its huge size. Sita says size is the most exciting part of this discovery.
ความพิเศษที่สุดเลยนะครับก็น่าจะเป็นเรื่องขนาดนะครับด้วยความที่ต่อให้เราเจอกระดูกแค่ประมาณ10กว่าชิ้นนะครับที่อยู่ในเปเปอร์ไม่ใช่ไดโนเสาร์ที่มีความสมบูรณ์มากขนาดนั้นแต่ว่าเรามีส่วนที่สำคัญมากพอนะครับในการหาลักษณะเด่นพอที่จะทำให้ตั้งเป็นชนิดใหม่ได้รวมถึงขนาดของเขานะครับก่อนหน้านี้เรามีการเจอไดโนเสาร์คอยาวมาในประเทศไทยเนี่ยยาวนานแล้วก็มีหลายพื้นที่ด้วยที่มีไดโนเสาร์คอยาวขนาดใหญ่นะครับแต่กระดูกที่ใหญ่ขนาดนี้โดยเฉพาะกระดูกขาหน้านะครับที่เจอในช่วง10 ปีที่แล้วเนี่ยยาวถึง178เซนติเมตรนะครับหรือต้นขาหลังเนี่ยที่เรามาต่อกันในช่วงที่ผมทำโปรเจกต์2 ปีที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยต่อกันจนได้ขาที่ยาวถึง2 เมตรอันนี้คือไม่มีสถิติไดโนเสาร์ตัวไหนในเอเชียในบ้านเรารวมถึงภูมิภาคเอเชียตะวันออกเฉียงใต้เนี่ยที่มีขนาดใหญ่ขนาดนั้นนะครับ
The fossils came from the Kokwat Formation in Chayapum. The scientific paper says this rock layer belongs to the lower Cretaceous period, and the dinosaur lived roughly 113 million years ago. Dinosaur fossils found in Thailand are mostly in the northeast because rock layers from the dinosaur era are found mainly on the northeastern plateau. As the land rose into hills and mountains, buried fossils were pushed closer to the surface, making them easier to discover. For researchers, Nagatitan is not just a new dinosaur. It also provides new evidence about how giant long-necked dinosaurs evolved in Asia and how Southeast Asia fitted into the wider dinosaur world. From a chance discovery by a villager to a published scientific record, Nagatitan has become a new chapter for Thai science and a reminder that history can sometimes be found by the edge of a village pond. Kittipat Chun Sukjit, Thai PBS World.
And that was definitely a surprising discovery. And now let's have a look at the other stories making headlines throughout the week in our weekly roundup. The cabinet endorsed the cancellation of the pre-travel 60-day visa exemption scheme for 93 countries, a privilege granted 2 years ago. All countries losing the pre-travel visa exemption will return to their previous visa arrangements, most of which will allow stays of 30 days. The move came after authorities discovered that some foreigners were exploiting the scheme by entering Thailand to establish illegal Thai nominee-owned businesses, work without permits, or to use the country as a base for transnational criminal activity. A fire broke out at a rooftop bar on the 7th floor of the JA Plus Hotel in Pattaya on Thursday night, injuring 4 people and prompting a major rescue operation. Over 240 guests had been safely evacuated. The cause of the fire is thought to have been an electrical short circuit, but that and the extent of the damage are currently under investigation by forensic officers and other relevant authorities. Thailand's Disease Control Department has set up screening checkpoints at Suvarnabhumi Airport to monitor passengers arriving from Congo and Uganda, following the Ministry of Public Health's classification of both nations as dangerous communicable disease zones for Ebola. Health officials began strict screenings on May 21st at the arrival gates. Passengers from the 2 African nations must submit health documentation to disease control officers before proceeding to immigration. The cabinet approved the Thai Choi Thai Plus co-payment scheme, under which about 30 million Thai citizens aged 18 and over will receive a monthly taxpayer-funded benefit of 1,000 baht for 4 months for the purchase of goods and services. About 13.2 million poor people who hold state welfare cards will receive an additional allowance of 700 baht for 4 months, on top of the 300 baht they already receive each month, to spend on essential consumer goods in blue flag outlets. We'll end the program this week with some music as we explore the deep roots of jazz in Bangkok and discover how to start listening to Jazz 101. In the special report, Minnie Natasha takes us back to the era of vinyl records when Bangkok's jazz culture first began to thrive.
Today I'm going to walk you through the journey of jazz from New Orleans to Bangkok and how to listen to Jazz 101.
A mix of complex chords, improvisation, music that expressed freedom and creativity. That is jazz. From New Orleans to Bangkok, the music that was once discouraged has evolved into a culture and a way of life, with the invention of vinyl records. Soon after the world's first jazz recordings were released, jazz arrived in Thailand.
Before people are able to play, we got the medium, like the vinyl record and everything. So
Something to deliver music to people.
Yeah, something like that. And one thing that I would like to mention is that Thailand is like quite a quick follower of the world trend, the global trend.
We're following trends all the time.
Yeah, so because like maybe a couple of years after the invention of the vinyl record, we have like some evidence of people talking about that vinyl record in Thailand. And finally, we have our first recording of the Siam Royal Anthem by like maybe around like the year 1900. Yeah, so we are like pretty quick, but Well, there was like not really jazz, in Thailand, but at least, we start to know.
Western music
Yeah,
that
the
arrived
Western
here in
music. We know
Thailand.
the recording. One thing that I would like to mention right now is that the first jazz recording in the world is in 1917. So there was like the band called the original Dixieland Jazz Band making the first recording. So maybe soon after that, Thailand start to know jazz.
People in high society, they play the vinyl record for the jazz song for dancing first in the high society. And then after that, they spread out to the beer hall in King Rama 7, maybe.
Thai royal anthem is one of the example of Western music that has been localized in Thailand.
When we got the Western music coming into Thailand, one of the things many people did at that time is like make like the Western harmony into the Thai melodies. And also I would say like the royal anthem might be like one of the example of that one. So because like we used to hear the royal anthem with the Thai music ensemble and then Western ensemble. So Thai people just like try to get the Thai melodies into the Western context.
When jazz is mentioned in Bangkok, one of the first things that comes to mind is its influence on the country's music industry through King Rama IX, whose passion for jazz played a major role in introducing and shaping the genre in Thailand.
Jazz has influence in Thai culture. Maybe the first thing I think because of the King Rama IX, because he is the great jazz composer, jazz performance, and he bring jazz music into Thai culture through his composition. So Thai people know jazz music because his composition. With the jazz style. So we know like many songs such as Love at Sundown. His 48 song is like more than a half of his composition is influenced by jazz.
Before jazz gained its popularity, it was once discouraged by the music community itself.
Another reason why jazz was discouraged in Thailand during like the early development is that
Jazz was once discouraged in Thailand.
Yeah, like long
not
time.
only in Thailand, but maybe in everywhere in the world. Like even though in America, in music education, at the first time they not accept jazz music. They thought it's like a dance band. It's not academic thing. It's like entertaining rather than academic.
Yeah, and then we also like consider. The world also consider jazz to be like, especially the earlier jazz is like the music of the lower class people, like music of the slave, something like that. Until today, jazz is like getting more and more complex, harmonically, rhythmically, and melodically.
It's still like developed over time.
And right now, like when we play jazz, like if we just get into the heart of New York City right now, and we get to like some famous clubs like Village Vanguard or Blue Note, we are going to hear like a jazz musician playing something that we can't understand. It's like enjoyable to listen, but it's like very hard, getting harder and harder to play. So when things are like getting harder to play, so it's like get more academic. Yeah. And more academic requirements.
I want to know how to listen to Jazz 101.
I think maybe even if the Jazz 101 might be a little bit too hard for you, maybe you can start from Jazz 001.
It has to be Jazz 001.
Yeah, you can listen to some popular music with jazz influence.
Today, jazz is loved in Thailand. We can see jazz bars across Bangkok, with new generations adopting jazz culture. Natasha Gitmore report.
once you know the basics of listening to jazz music, it will definitely be so much fun. And that's all for this edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10 p.m. only on Thai PBS. You can also follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ